Bitcoin and things like it is the equivalent of the red pill.
So this is a technology, it's a computing language, and I can build an app on it.
Is Bitcoin the currency of the future?
Crypto gang, it's the game, big gang, alt gang, light gang, cash game, blockchain. Whoa, I don't really ever buy stocks, man. No. Haters wanna say I'm in a bubble, man. No. Chew 'em up like bubble gum. No. Just made a meal with my pocket change. No. Wreck about to go and join the huddle gang. Huddle gang, huddle gang, huddle gang. Crypto gang, it's the game, big gang, alt gang, light gang, cash game, blockchain. Whoa, I don't really ever buy stocks, man. No. Haters wanna say I'm in a bubble, man. No. Chew 'em up like bubble gum. No. Just made a meal with my pocket change. No. Wreck about to go and join the huddle gang. Huddle gang, huddle gang, huddle gang. Ethereum pays for my rent. Bitcoin pays for the vent. Litecoin pays for the jet. Bitcoin cash for the rest. Spent 30 racks on an ICO. What coin did you buy? I forgot, yo. Just got started last night, bro. And I'm already hooked like a pipe stove. Flipping the coin, making it grow, taking it slow, letting it go. Cash flow's growing, it's incredible to watch it flow. Stacking the cash, taking it home, making it fast. I'm on a roll. Little bit mo's all I ask for the bubble though. Currently learning about a new type of currency. Burning the dollar down like an emergency. Urgently, listen, my friends have been urging me. Coins have been surging, we're earning like surgency. We on a mission, man. Crypto maniac. Act like you don't really know about it. Stop that. Bitcoin blowing up like a bomb. Step back. Used to be a couple $100. Should've copped that. Blew up on a scene from the mind of a brainiac. Back in 2009, where the miners at? Silk Road, baby, it's gotta be anonymous. Satoshi blew up, now we on the map.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Reckless Ray Dinero, back at it again for another episode of Crypto Portfolio Updates. I hope everybody's doing good. Before we get into anything, let's first and foremost give a shout out to the Bag Chasers. Shout out to the Bag Chasers. Boom. Balloons for y'all. You get this the day of, which will be today, Sunday, October 15th. I'm recording this specifically for you folks. Bag Chasers get it first. That is until we reach our metric of 500, and then Bag Chasers will get it like second, most likely. I got some plans, and this is going to be the first rollout. So the first 500 subs, we're unlocking different pieces of what I've got planned for my content instead of just giving everything at the front. We got some unlocks, but one of the first ones is going to be for this channel, for this video series. And we're going to have some members only special content. We're going to be doing live recording. That'll be members only, exclusive to have you guys in there. We can do, we'll have a segment that'll be unlocked. That'll be Q&A. And yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be some pretty interesting stuff. And then, like, obviously, members will have access to this immediately because you'll be there for the recording. You'll be able to view the recording, and you guys will have access to it first. Then the Bag Chasers will have access to it. Then everybody else. So, with that said, yeah. Shout out to the Bag Chasers. Now, to join the Bag Chasers, that is a Patreon group. It is not my Patreon group. It is Anton Daniels of AntonDaniels.com's Patreon group, of which I am a member. You can find me rolling around in the cryptocurrency area in the Discord. If you join up, the Patreon alone has a bazillion things, lots of value in there. But the Discord is where it's going down. Not going to lie. I'm in there. So definitely join up, tap in with me. Tell Anton, old Reckless Ray Dinero sent you. And, we'll just keep it pushing. We gotta show support. We gotta show our thank you. It's my way of giving back. Now we're gonna jump into it. We'll start off with the fun stuff. We get to do the fun stuff first, which is gonna be our top 5 gainers and losers, because I know you guys love that so much. And good Lord, we're getting some bull run volatility here. Like, man, just looking at this, I can tell you, man, this is what it's gonna look like rolling into the bull run. These numbers aren't even bull run-esque, with the exception of one. But I'm loving it. I'm liking what I'm seeing. The lows are not looking too low, and the highs are looking tasty. So what we're gonna do is 41. Hold on, we got to refresh this again. Boom, there we go. Because this is live, so these numbers are changing. Still, lows not bad, highs looking tasty. So we're going to start off with the top 5 gainers. I hope everybody is over on this side of the list and not on the other side of the list. Granted, the other side of the list is not that bad. At number 1, at rank 68, Jesus. Crypto Pawn Coin, CPRC, with a total gain of 682.6% in the last 24 hours. If anybody in the wolf pack or the bag chasers was in on this coin, we need to talk. I want to congratulate you on your win, but I need to know what this project is about because, hey, bro, I got questions. At number 2, at rank 967, we have Turbo, TURBO coin, and they have had a gain of 59% in the last 24 hours. Nice. At rank 307, we have Wazir X, WRX, one of my favorite cars, the STI Persuasion being my favorite car. And they have had a gain of 52.6% in the last 24 hours. At a rank of 558, we have Evador, EVA, and they have had a gain of 41.8% in the last 24 hours. And at number 5, we have Band Protocol, BAND, and they have had a spike gain increase of 43.4% in the last 24 hours. Hopefully, some of you guys have caught some of these wins on the top 5 list. I am hoping, because that's the side of the list we want to be on. Now we're going over to the side of the list we don't want to be on, but this side of the list isn't looking that bad this week. At number 1, with a rank of 867, we have Quiz Talk, QTCON. They've had a loss of 20.5% in the last 24 hours. At number 2, with a rank of 249, we have Blocks, CDT, and they have had a loss of 18.4% in the last 24 hours. At number 3, we have at rank 409, Unibot, UNIBOT, and they have had a loss of 12.9% in the last 24 hours. And at number 4, at a rank of 654, we have Guildfi, GF, and they have had a loss of 12.4% in the last 24 hours. And then rounding out the end of the top 5 losers, we have at rank 716, Ben, BEN. And Ben has had a loss of 10.1% in the last 24 hours. Okay, moving on. Let's get to the good stuff. Let's look at the portfolio. Back down again. Volatility, bull run volatility. We're agitating, fluctuating, calibrating, if you would. Now we are at a total profit for the portfolio that we built together that we've been watching me go through this year. We are at a total profit of 22.67%, which is not good. Below 30 is not good, in my opinion, for the cryptocurrency space. But for a bull run, this isn't bad because, we're still. Let's see here. Hold on. Let's make sure because you gotta. Let's see here. So at present. Okay, so the average return. So what we're looking at is an average return of 10%, which we're beating the 10% S&P average. S&P is currently. Let's see what we're at right now. S&P. So we're down for the day. Let's go to 1 year. Yep. So for 1 year for the S&P 500, it is currently at 17.67% for the 1 year, which is not bad. We are beating that. So that's cool. We got the S&P by 5% for right now. I think we're going to close this year out ahead. So bull run, this is garbage. But since we're not officially in the bull run, we're cresting into the bull run. We're gearing up for the bull run, which starts next year, 2024, 2025. We're going to have to accept this. I still don't like being below 30, and I think we're going to close out at our target of 30% or above. I still think that because we're fluctuating. Because last episode, we got back up above 30. We got our gains back, and then they took those gains back. again. So we got the pie chart here so you guys can see what we've got going on, the positions in here. Basically, we didn't really do too much this week, as I stated, since we're getting ready to close these portfolios down and these positions down. We're just buying Bitcoin. And that's what we did. We are just buying Bitcoin, which is one of our only red positions right now, is the Bitcoin position. And it's just a little bit, but that's because we're dollar cost averaging. We're waiting, and we're going to just keep buying and holding and waiting and buying and holding, because this is wealth preservation. As stated, all the other positions on our top 10, more or less, are support to get into the Bitcoin position. Oh, okay. I see what we did. Okay. So, and the reason being is this whole portfolio and the whole premise of this, like you got to break this off. And like I did this over on Future Financial Strategies, but you got to have 3 buckets. You have your get rich, your stay rich. What was it? It's like get rich, stay rich, and never broke again. Now, for me, the never broke again is the Ethereum and Bitcoin. Those are the 2 positions that are the never broke again positions. Why do I say that? Because the goal was, for me personally, when I dumped all my retirement savings and closed out basically everything that I had when I went all in on crypto while I was getting my finances together, mind you. And I decided that this was going to be the play. This was going to be the thing that I was going to learn. This was what I was putting all my chips in on, and I was going to swing for the fences on. When I decided to do that, my goal was to get 1 Bitcoin stocked away for retirement. And then probably a couple of years later, I decided that the 32 Ethereum as the follow-up position to that would be subsequent and probably carry me out. So we secured the Bitcoin. We are currently on a mission to get 32 ETH, which is why we're buying Bitcoin. And towards the end of the year, we're most likely going to convert that over to as much ETH as we can get when we close this down. Obviously, any gains get converted over into ETH. We will then rinse and repeat with the similar strategy of what we used this year of taking a leveraged position of some sort on a nugget amount of money to create the funds to start the portfolio. And then we will go hardcore for the first quarter of the next year. Actually, I'd probably say the first half, because like first half I was pretty much straight up just getting as much crypto into the crypto market as I could. And I think we're going to continue that process. One of the interesting things that we will be doing at the first of the year, though, is we will be, since we're dialing back on utilizing credit cards, we are going to be using some of the stuff at our disposal as far as leverage to leverage some of these positions. So, I mean, honestly, I'm thinking that like we might just throw this in and leverage from within the market and go that route and borrow against our stuff from within the market to start off next year, because there's no reason to not do that going into a bull run, to just create a super long position. It seems like it'd be a lot easier than some of the other stuff that we've got going. We'll probably reutilize the Alchemix, though. I could see that being a thing, but I'm thinking at this point, yeah, we're gonna have to look at how we've got those structured up, because I do have a grip of money that I could definitely pull out long to go into some of the other positions. We'll see. Gosh, man, we got so many options. It's crazy. But let's get through this top 10 list. At number 1, we've got Ethereum. At number 2, we have Synthetics Network. Ethereum, ETH. Synthetics Network is at number 2, SNX. USDC is at number 3, USDC. And at number 4 now, the original Bitcoin, BTC. The original orange pill, for those of you who weren't aware. It's what it's all about. And I'll never stop saying this. Bitcoin is the market until it's proven otherwise. Just so that we're all on the same page. Because if you look at this Bitcoin chart, and then you look at what everybody else is doing, it's basically the same chart. I'm just saying. I mean, I do this episode all the time, and people still don't get it. Like, look at this over here. Look at the 7-day for Bitcoin. Look at the 7-day for everything else. It's basically the same thing. Like, nothing is going counter wherever Bitcoin is, unless it's a stable coin. Stable coins have a certain look to them. Bitcoin does not. Nothing else does. Everything is basically following Bitcoin. I mean, oh, wait a second. Alchemix got a slightly inverted chart, but they're way down. They're way down. But also, Alchemix gets utilized differently than Bitcoin. So, well, I mean, we can give them some grace. At number 5, we have Stake Your Curve position. At number 6, we have NASDAQ's NSDX, which we are still in the green on because we took them profits. Thank goodness we took them profits. Now that it's a little bit lower, but man, I'm really waiting for it to cross a threshold. We'll see where it's at come cash out day Wednesday and see what we look at as far as reallocation, because I think we're going to be throwing some coins back into the pool and then potentially making a purchase as well out of our pool of money to bring those numbers back into metrics. I'm pretty sure that we've swung down low again. So we're going to see what that looks like. Pretty exciting now that we're actually sniping some of these positions, getting ready for the end of the year. At number 7, we've got Wrapped Bitcoin, WBTC. At number 8, we have Arbitrum, ARB. At number 9, we have Cosmos Hub, ATOM. And at number 10, rounding it up, is the cash position from when we sniped on NASDAQ, which is Tether USDT. Now, for the realness. Now I'm starting to kind of name these episodes if it's something specific to an article that's big news. And like this one, we've only got one article for you guys because it was big news that I saw and I didn't see anyone talking about this specifically. So I'm going to jump on here. And if it's an article that I break first that I didn't see somewhere else before I made this show, I'm taking the name and I'm going to go ahead and just do that and see if we can get out here in the algorithm a little bit better. You know, we'll see what's what. But let's go here. Leak reveals a Wall Street crypto revolution that could crush the US dollar has suddenly begun, heralding BTC, Ethereum, XRP, and crypto price chaos. Now, you can obviously, this is Forbes, so if you want to check it out, definitely tap in with Forbes. I've used my second Forbes article because I read one just to read earlier, and you know it is what it is. But the key takeaways from this is the SEC is not appealing the court ruling against them in regards of the rejection of the spot Bitcoin ETF. That's huge. That's huge. They're capitulating. That's good. They're archaic. They've been just running the numbers up for forever. And I also think part of this is the reason that they've been doing this. I believe that our market is heavily manipulated, but as heavily manipulated as it is, you still got a shot, unlike the traditional financial markets, of which I am in. We're going to start getting more content on my adventures over there. I have started deleveraging back in because, as I've stated multiple times, I am overly exposed in crypto for a reason. That's my bag. It's what I know. So, but rationally, if we're playing the money game and we're running the numbers up, you should be exposed to everything, right? Like we should be getting all the bags that we can. And I know that I can build a good portfolio in the traditional financial space. I just don't take the time to because it's a slower burn. It's just so boring. It's so boring to me. But there was that, and then I also just didn't have the nest egg of money. So now that I'm able to send money back the other direction, I'm just going to start building out my traditional finance portfolios. So that way, should something happen in the crypto space, should this all be a big illusionary scam, even though we're getting all these real world results based off the work that we're doing in the cryptocurrency space, if you're Reckless Ray Dinero, if you're in the wolf pack, because you have access to this information, if you're a bag chaser, because you have access to this information first, then, if you listen, because like a lot of people are hard headed, but I knew it was going to be the bull run because what you're having now is, well, this is going to be a big trigger for next time, this next run that's coming up. But the other thing is you're starting to see all these influencers who were nowhere to be found during the bear market coming back out from under their rocks to talk nonsense, regurgitate the same thing our top 4 or 5 influential channels are spouting, and with zero additional context because they don't know the market. They're not in the market. They bought Bitcoin and kept it on Coinbase. They bought Bitcoin and kept it on Gemini. They've been in the market for a long time, but they don't know how any of this stuff works or what any of this stuff does. Or they come in, and so like there's 2 different ways that they come in. Now, those people are generally older. They don't know much about tech. They're not technologically savvy. They're in the market and they're just zealots. And I definitely remember that. Now, I came into the market different, and it's the other half of this coin. And it's the people who come in with altcoins. Oh, this is going to the moon, and I've got an emotional attachment to this project. But do you actually use the chain? No. So they'll buy altcoins and then they keep them on Coinbase or they keep them on Gemini. You're on a centralized exchange. You've never interacted with a smart contract. You've never mined. You've never done anything besides get on your app, push a button, and then be like, look, I bought Bitcoin. Look, I bought Solana. Look, I bought XRP. Never been on the Solana chain. Don't have a Phantom wallet. Never set up a wallet. Never used it, but you know everything about it. It's a lot of people who need to take all the seats. Now, the thing is, those channels, unlike my channel, won't be shadow banned because obviously we talk about real stuff over here. And just to get these hours up to get this channel into a state of monetization, because while I don't live here, I would like to have my time valued while I'm here. So you gotta get the monetization up. So I have all my video lines are on the same channel. Future Financial Strategies is over here. Crypto Portfolios Updates is over here. And the one that gets the shadow banned all the time, Guns and Butter, is also housed on this channel right now. Until we get monetized, that will not be changing. But with that said, those channels do have the ability to do well during a bull run, and they will do well during a bull run because everyone's going to be right. And I keep saying this, everybody's going to there's a lot of different ways to make money. Some are going to be better than others, but if you go through if you go through 2024 to 2025, and you don't make any money in this space, you should not be in this space. Plain and simple. You're just too stupid to make money at this. Go do something else. And I'm just going to leave it there. Because no one's going to be wrong. The issue is once the money starts drying up in this space, those people are going away. They're going to go away. They're not going to want to talk about the dark times. They're not going to want to be there with you when we're struggling after the dip. Now, the dip might not even be different this next time. This could be one of those things where we'll still go up, but we're not going to have the 80, 75% pullbacks. Could be a 20, 30, 40%, 50% pullback. If we have a 50% pullback and that's it, that's going to be miraculous in regards to the cryptocurrency space. Because normally it's 80 to 90 and people just get whole wealth knocked out. But I'm going to be here. I'm still going to be here. And hopefully by then we'll have enough people to maybe we'll have this hashed out into its own thing so it's not hidden. We don't know. We don't know how those channels are coming off because I know that none of this YouTube stuff is overnight, and this is for documentation purposes. Honestly, it's not even for documentation purposes. It's specifically for the back chasers because they ask me for a portfolio update every week that I don't want to write. I'd rather talk about it and show you things. But anyways, so the SEC is not appealing against the ruling from the courts, but you also have, which is the next part of this, BlackRock, Fidelity, multiple other institutions. Fidelity's actually already rolled out their crypto platform. You can buy cryptocurrency through Fidelity right now. right now. But they've all started filing for these Bitcoin ETFs, and I think that's the reason the SEC has backed off, because they were just not allowing Grayscale to do it, because everybody else, the major players in the US, and this is where the manipulation of the markets come in, and it's across the board. They were waiting for the big dogs to be ready. They're waiting for Forbes or for Fidelity, BlackRock, Charles Schwab, you name it, to get their Bitcoin in order. Because in order to have a spot Bitcoin ETF, that means you already have to own Bitcoin, which means that they have to have already been buying. You don't get the ETF and then start buying up the Bitcoin. You have to have some assets first. So now the SEC suddenly, since all of the players have stepped up to the mound, has decided to not go against the ruling. They were like, okay, we're not going to fight it. Okay. ARK Invest also got theirs, and they're saying that they're not going to get it first. It's going to be BlackRock. It's probably going to be BlackRock. Like, just be expecting that. And now we'll get to what Larry Fink, the chief executive, had to say about the whole ordeal, which is another part of this article. And that is, Wall Street adoption will push Bitcoin beyond the US dollar. I'm going to scroll down because I want to get this quote right, because I don't like misquoting people, especially Mr. Fink. When this happens, it will open up possibilities for a number of sovereign pension funds, IRAs, and 401ks, as well as other institutions who before this point may not have had access to digital asset investment options. I know that me, as a brokey, somebody coming up, I sure as hell don't have access to it via those avenues, which means that most of you probably don't. Like, we out here in the foxholes together. You know, it's and he also said, there's a part in here that I'm looking for. Oh, he said, importantly, because it is so international, crypto, I mean, specifically in this case, he's talking about Bitcoin, is going to transcend any one currency in currency valuation. I mean, if that's not enough for you, then I don't know what is. Like I said, like we play a game. A lot of us, especially in the millennial camp, we lived through, and which is weird to me how history repeats itself, because millennials lived through the 90s. Remember the AOL disk? Remember 56K dial-up? Remember net zero? We lived through that. We saw our parents, some of them, specifically those of you who were working class or poor, we literally saw our parents, our grandparents, allow us to get on the internet and not invest in the internet. Watched AOL happen, didn't invest. Watched all the .com era, invested in nothing. Kept it pushing. Stayed poor while everybody else got filthy rich. Life-changing wealth. Family, generational wealth. Instantly scooped up while they sat there and did nothing. And then along comes Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency space, which Bitcoin was literally invented to level the playing field. It's supposed to be for the working class and the poor. It's not supposed to be for the wealthy. And again, you're sitting here, you're watching, you're talking about it's a scam. You're talking about it's a scam in the face. Two people who are getting results off it. You're saying it's a Ponzi scheme while your dollar valuation is going down. You can buy less things every year at this point, and you can see it. Whole trends on TikTok of millennials, Gen Z, Umbop kids out here talking about how everything's expensive and they're never going to buy houses. But then they'll turn around and look at somebody who's getting results out of these markets and say, oh, that's a scam. As though math doesn't exist, as though you can't see that, like, people are, buying properties, sustaining themselves, not complaining about how everything's super expensive. It's arrogance. People who are looking this in the face, it's arrogance. And then once you're locked out, or once you're showing up to the table last, you'll say it's not fair. Wild to me. Now we're going to move on to the alpha to wind the show down. We're going to go back over to Atom. And there's some interesting stuff going on here because I looked at over here, the staking trend is up 79.98% in the last 24 hours. Trading volume is down 33.34% in the last 24 hours. Views are also down 21.46%, but the staking reward rate is still a little bit above, sitting at a little bit above 20%. Might be having to add to the position for next year, especially if these prices stay low. Like we might be re-upping another ATOM position. We're gonna have to see about that. We'll see what else we can find, but looking pretty tasty. And then closing it out, we've got the NSDX, the Nasdaq's position, and they're sitting at 46.2% for single asset staking. Pretty simple. The LP is still full. Every time I go to the site, I check to see if they've opened it back up. They haven't, but it's still sitting at 180%. Those of you who got in on that, good on you. You're lucky, and I am jealous. Peanut butter and jealous, to be exact. But we're gonna go ahead and hold on. Move that. Boom. We're gonna wind this out. It's your boy Reckless Ray Dinero. Just remember, we got a lot of dust. Get that dust off your shoulder. Not on the Wu-Tang. Not on the Wu-Tang. I'm just going to accept it. It's there. It lives there. I'm looking at it. Is that dust or feather? Dust. Okay. It's gone. Feels so much better. But as we're rolling into this bull run season, it's just a reminder. Be careful who you take care of. I mean, do your research on everything, but be careful who you gravitate to in these YouTube streets in the next coming year and a half to 2 years. A lot of people will lead you astray. A lot of people will be pushing specific coins. A lot of people will lead you into projects that are going to tell you that you're going to get rich overnight. You're not. And if you do, you're going to lose the money. Like, we're focused on winning over here, and I think the next few episodes we're probably going to dial into exactly how we're intending to win within the next coming year and a half, 2 years, because we are getting ready to roll into a bull run. I feel like this one is going to be special in the sense that institutional money is going to be flooding in. I believe that there's going to be less price manipulation because they're going to want to go ahead and get their money. So there's going to be less suppression on the upside. And I also believe that the downside, provided some things line up that we'll be tracking throughout this bull run year coming up. Few things get in place, I don't think we'll be dipping back down as low as we normally have been in the previous bull runs. And for those of you who've only been here for one, I get it. This is going to be two. Hopefully you get it right this time. For me, this is going to be going on almost my third one. Because I think I got in, because I started in 2013. I got in after a crash, actually. So I got in on the tail end of the second bull run. So it's 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. So I got in. I started in the middle of a bull run. That's the reason my reference point is off. This is going to be my third one. Because I started in 2013, which started, Bitcoin launched in 2008. The first halving was 2012. It's every 4 years. The effects of the halving last roughly a year. So I got in at the end of the 2012 bull run was when I started mining. So this is going to be my third one. And you know what they say? Third time's a charm. Third time is a charm, my friends. Like, we know what to do with the money now. We know the plays that we're going to be looking at. And I'm going to be sharing them with you as I'm doing them because, I mean, there's plenty of room for everybody to eat. Like, I don't have to hide any of my moves. Like, obviously, like, I do my trades on Friday. I normally record Sunday after the market's toned down. But most of my positions, I mean, it's dollar cost average positions. Like, I don't trade. So that's the reason. One of the other reasons that I'm able to be as transparent with my portfolio, because everybody else is just telling you what to do, but they're not showing you anything. They have no metrics. They're not building a portfolio out with you. They're not explaining their thought processes. They don't understand that this is not just a United States deal. And that's one of the key telling points of if the person whose channel you're watching knows what they're talking about. If all they talk about is the United States in regards to the price action and how the prices are moving, they don't understand this space. I'm just going to say it. Like the United States, sure, it has an effect on us because we live here. Crypto's global. Most of the good projects you don't even have access to because you have a United States VPN because you're in the United States. So like you don't even know what you don't know. But they'll want to go on and like talk to everybody about it, which is cool, I guess. But like that's the reason people think this is a Ponzi scheme. It's like people find out about Bitcoin and then they explain it in the sense that sounds as Ponzi-ish as possible. Oh, you should just get involved. You should get it. Maybe like countries outside the United States are actively mining Bitcoin. Maybe it's because governments are utilizing it. Maybe it's because everyone who doesn't want to be a part of our financial system anymore is using it. Maybe it's because every single country on the planet that has a corrupt financial system, which honestly should include the United States, but people over here are still comfortable and they're not starving to death and looking at 1,000% inflation. But I mean, 20 to 50% sucks also. But whatever, you're comfortable. Maybe it's because all of those places are using Bitcoin for transactions. Maybe because there's a couple of countries on the planet already, actually more than a couple, a few countries on the planet already that have made Bitcoin legal tender within their country because their financial system sucks so bad because of the dollar, because they're dollar pegged and we're inflating. I mean, maybe it's because of the fact that Africa is the largest utilizer and most of the transaction throughput on the Bitcoin network. Maybe America isn't the center of everything. Maybe we never were. But this is a global game. And anyone who doesn't understand that honestly shouldn't be speaking about this, especially not in the sense of trying to convince other people to get involved, because it just sounds like a Ponzi scheme. It does. At that point, like it doesn't even convince me, and I've been doing this for 10 years. It's not interesting. Like it's not a conversation starter. It's not you're not going to get your I gotcha. Like just saying anything for clout, like giving a bad synopsis of something that's put here to help the average person have an opportunity is doing a disservice to the space. It's doing a disservice to those people who you are allowing your ignorance to turn them off of something that they actually probably need. It's just when you step out to talk about these things, be able to have the conversation. We're going to leave it at that. So with that said, it's your boy Reckless Ray Dinero. We will be back at it again next week. It's been good rocking out with you guys. And until the next time, we'll be seeing you. It's Reckless Ray Dinero, and I'm out.
Cryptocurrency, currency. She love cryptocurrency. Me have a hot sexy girl. Whoa. Yeah. Me have a hot sexy girl, just a tip jar. She wanna go down and she dips her. She love dancehall and calypso. She no want the cash, she want the crypto. Me have a hot sexy girl, just a tip jar. She wanna come up and she dips her. She love dancehall and calypso. She no want the cash, she want the crypto. Decentralized like a blockchain. Anyway you see me, girl, you know it now go stop rain. Pull up in the Beamer or the Benzie or the Bentley. Cryptocurrency, that's what we spending. We not in a lending. No for them a stake, yo. We not in a renting. Bad mind fussy them. Wanna see we ending. Smiling out with face, but call that pretending. Now left me 9 milli. Girl, so we trending. Me have a hot sexy girl, just a tip jar. She wanna go down and she dips her. She love dancehall and calypso. She no want the cash, she want the crypto. Me have a hot sexy girl, just a tip jar. She wanna come up and she dips her. She love dancehall and calypso. She no want the cash, she want the crypto. She love cryptocurrency, cryptocurrency. She love cryptocurrency. She love cryptocurrency. MetaMask wallet. Cryptocurrency, currency, cryptocurrency, currency, cryptocurrency, currency. Coinbase wallet. Stack it up. Me have a hot sexy girl, just a tip jar. She whine and go down and she dips her. She love dancehall and calypso. She don't want the cash, she want the crypto. Me have a hot sexy girl, just a tip jar. She whine and come up and she dips her. She love dancehall and calypso. She don't want the cash, she want the crypto. She love all me DeFi. It's something makes you feel high. Digital currency.